Apologies about the croaky voice. I'm just recovering from 2 weeks of laryngitis. So it's good to be back gel printing, and I am doing a Lisbon building, laying down an image transfer using Amsterdam oxide black, getting a good transfer. And just in that foreground pavement, which is quite heavy black, I'm just impressing into that some textured wallpaper just to add a bit of pattern. Just adding in some reverse painting to bring in some of the highlights of my building. And once I've done that, I'm also then blocking in that pattern. So hopefully it'll show out a bit in the front. A bit more around the buildings. And once I've done some of these areas, I then start looking at what tissue prints I have, because I am going to use these as my reverse painting in a way. So I have chosen this one, and I apply the matte gel to the tissue. I find that it therefore pre-stretches and doesn't crease on the gel plate quite so much, but you do have to be very careful. So I'm taking my time, easing out all of those creases and just making sure that there's no wrinkles. Then I'm just adding in an extra bit of tissue to create a bit of sky, and that's going to poke in behind the existing tissue layer that's already there. Now I'm just getting some strips of collage paper and adding them into the building as well. And I've turned over the perspex and you can see how it's all building up. Before I add my pickup layer, I'm just going to dry it well. So now I'm using an apricot, a blend of orange and yellow and a bit of apricot for my pickup layer. Lifting up my perspex with my gel plate on it and laying it down into the center of my Bristol board substrate. Now this dries really, really well for quite a while because there are quite a few layers of paint there, and I take my time rolling that off. That is 6 times speed, that rolling off. So there's some detail of my beautiful Lisbon building, adding some colour with tissue prints and reverse painting and impressing texture.